I used to think I was the only important thing that happened on May 29. Other than being welcomed into the world, I have found my birthday very uneventful. However, after research, I have found that my birthday is very important as a historical reminder for disaster, women's success, and popular household invention. I am excited to tell about each of the events that make my birthday special, but I will start off with the disaster that occurred on the very same day I was born. In 1995, the Great Barrington Tornado occurred in Massachusetts. The course of the storm began over the Catskill Mountains in New York at 3:30 p.m. Scattered thunderstorms moved east, producing wind and hail, and exploded into a supercell as it crossed the Hudson River. Tornado touched down in Columbia County, produced F1 damage, and lifted after 20 minutes. The storm then traveled and dropped a violent F4 tornado in Great Barrington, Massachusetts at 7:06 p.m. According to the article 1995 Great Barrington Tornado that I found on Wikipedia, the destruction of the tornado started at Walter Coladaza Airport and moved 7 miles to Monterey. In its path, it killed 3 people. 2 of them were students and 1 staff member returning to campus, and their car was lifted off the road 1,000 feet. 24 people were injured, and the tornado caused over $24 million in damage. This tornado was recorded as one of the strongest ones in Northeast America. On a more positive note, years before this time of destruction, there was success as Janet Guthrie became the first woman to race in the Indy 500. According to the short biography I found on infoplease.com, Janet Guthrie graduated from college with a degree in physics and worked as an aerospace engineer. She began racing Jaguars in 1960, and by 1970 she was racing full-time when she caught the eye of Raul Valstedt, who hired her and put her behind the wheel for the 1977 Indy 500. Janet made history in this race as the first woman to ever race, and she later had mechanical problems that ended her race on the 27th lap. Later in 1978, she finished 9th in the Indy, which was the highest position for women until 2005. Women's success like this adds great importance to my birthday, but I feel I have saved the best for last. In 1919, Charles P. Strite invented the first pop-up toaster. Charles was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He worked in a manufacturing plant in Stillwater, Minnesota. He was inspired for his invention when he noticed that cafeteria toast was often burnt. He began working on a machine that would automatically toast bread. For thousands of years, bread was toasted over a fire. Electric toasters were introduced in the 1800s but were not fire safe. In the 1900s, a fire-safe wire was invented and used to make much safer toasters. Charles's invention was patented on May 29, 1919. His unique design toasted both sides of the bread at the same time and was equipped with a timer that ejected toast when it was finished. He established the Waters Genter Company, which sold his toasters to restaurants. Later, a consumer product was made available to the public in 1926. This version allowed the user to adjust darkness by moving a lever on the side of the toaster. His company later became Toastmaster Incorporated, and they sold 6 popular consumer models. Toasters became very popular. Up to 1 million were sold annually. Bakeries found success due to increase in demand for the bread, and the toasters became affordable to everyone. By 1960s, they were an essential item in the American kitchen. Strite's design is still sold today, which makes it eligible for the list of historical reminders that make my birthday important. Disasters, successful women, and Minnesota inventions are all good competitors for the importance of May 29. Tornadoes that cause devastating destruction are unforgettable. Women who make history deserve to be praised, and nobody can deny the importance of something that we use nearly every day. The competition is tough, but I still might be the most important thing that happened on May 29.